I, I am so fucking positive that they mentioned that it was that it was a lie.
No, 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 no. I'll tell you what happens.
Oh my god.
I've spent
No,
hours.
no.
I've spent hours figuring this out, and it's finally hit me. It's
If
absolutely. It's like it's the whole reason why the ending of Awakening is absolute horseshit. It's the most
if the
contrived bullshit.
Fire Emblem didn't matter, then the whole fucking story didn't matter.
That's the point. It doesn't matter. That's why the ending is trash. Listen,
No.
let me tell you. Okay, this is what happens. Okay, this is what happens. It
Hold on, let me get
takes.
my computer.
Okay,
My phone's like gonna die if I give it like 5 minutes. So hold on. Ugh, fuck, man. Sorry if my voice sounds a little messed up. I think I'm getting sick.
rough. I'm recording this by the way because it's gonna be your reaction's gonna be fucking so funny.
No, 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 you don't. No, I've played Awakening more times than I can count. I know what I saw. I know what I read.
No, you don't.
I
You
know.
don't. There's another. See, Awakening is really weird because like it's like a horrendous story, but it does these subtle things that you have to like really in depthly like analyze to understand what actually happens. And like
Pretty sure that I did.
yeah, but
But
no, it's like there's another level. It's like everything that you think is just like whatever, like actually like matters. And it's like really weird because like it Awakening it does these like subtle things that are like kind of clever, but like in theory, like you like not even in theory, like they're actually clever things when you think about it, but they're stupid. Like the things that they do is actually really dumb. Like in the grand scheme of things, the story is ass. Like it's it and this is my theory. And I've like extensively tried to figure out it all just comes down to Basilio.
Guest, I think you're just going mad.
No, 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 no. You're actually gonna be really mind blown by this.
No, you're
Okay.
fucking.
No,
You're going
okay. Remember
insane.
remember when you told me about Mark and how I went crazy.
Okay.
This is gonna be like that except in the reverse. You ready for this?
I don't. Hold on. I'm trying to. Hold on. Just wait for my Skype to load up.
Just tell me when.
I'm on. Are you gonna screen share or something?
I'm not. I'm just gonna tell you.
Oh, okay, fucking go for it, dude.
Okay. So, chapter 21, the five gemstones. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this. I'm watching these cutscenes, and I'm thinking to myself, this is the most horrendously poorly written cutscene in the whole game, because it's when they've just finished. It's when they just finished the Volmark, so they're heading back, and then and that it's like this. It's like basically the chapter where, like right after Frederick's like Valadar wants parley. So they're in Ulysse, and they're talking, and they're like, so Valadar wants to meet up with me because he has the gemstone. And then, and I'm reading this, and Crom, despite Frederick and everyone else's reluctance for Crom to bring the Fire Emblem over to Plagia, and despite the fact that like he is totally denouncing this plan from Crom, Crom still wants to bring the Fire Emblem because he thinks that Valadar, for some bullshit reason that Valadar might be tricking him, and then he can just go when Ulysses is undefended. And I'm thinking like, wow, that's really stupid. Like, just put the Fire Emblem in Ragnarok so you never have this problem again. So that's one stupid thing that I'm thinking. And then the icing on the cake in this cutscene is that Robin doesn't say shit. Robin doesn't say anything. This is the first time Robin does not put input into a plan or isn't thinking of the plan. This is just strictly Crom's dumb idea. So I'm thinking, wow, this is so stupid. It can't be true, right? It's actually so dumb. It cannot be really happening. Like Crom cannot be so stupid to bring what Basilio says, like the Fire Emblem right at Destiny's choppers. That's literally what Basilio says. So I'm like, wow, this is really too stupid to be true. And then Basilio returns, and he's like, um, I was lying, or like he's like, I gave Flavia the fake Gules, because the Gules is the Phyrexian gemstone. So And I'm just sitting here like, this is impossible. This is so contrived. How can this make any sense? Basilio died, and then he fake dies. But how is he in contact with how is Basilio in contact with Robin and Crom through this whole time? And then he's like, you can't keep track of a dead man, essentially. So what he's saying is Basilio feigned his death, and he went back to Ferox when no one was looking, because Valadar's men were spying on him since Carrion Isle. And Carrion Isle was basically the chapter where
all the Risen came out of buttfuck nowhere and attacked right after they met up in Plagia.
Yeah, ever since then they were watching him at Carrion Isle.
Yeah, all right, I know that.
So then that's what Valadar says. He's like, we've had spies watching you, which is actually kind of stupid, because you think the heroes would have background checks on people like watching them, which is another thing. But okay, so that's happening there, and Valadar's like, we had spies on you, blah blah blah. And so then Valadar's like, Basilio's like, no, like, this is the fake Gules, and everyone. And I'm just thinking, like, how is this possible, right?
It's not possible.
Let me finish.
Basilio had no contact with Robin and Crom, as you said. He came in there, he faked Valadar
Let me
out.
finish. They didn't person-to-person communicate, because Robin knew they were being spied on. Because Robin is just a Mary Sue and can do anything she wants. What Basilio was doing was when he feigned death, he was searching for the real Ghoul Stone. Or he was searching for it, or he knew about it, and he was communicating with Robin through letters and other forms of communication that Valadar's men could not possibly figure out.
Okay, where are you getting this? That was never mentioned anywhere in the story.
I'm just saying, it's not mentioned, but if Basilio brought the fake Gules, then it would only stand to reason that they were communicating through non-physical means.
It doesn't make any sense.
Let me finish. I'm not done.
Gas.
Let me finish. Okay, so they're communicating through non-physical means, which is dumb. And it also brings up the question, how did Basilio ever get the fake Gules? Or that's just never explained. But so I'm thinking, like, this is absolute horseshit. I'm thinking what you're thinking, like, there's no way he could have communicated with him. He was not in contact with him whatsoever.
Everybody.
But let me finish. So he's not in communication with them. But when I'm assuming he's lying, right? So when Valadar puts the Sable gemstone in the Fire Emblem, the shield itself does not start glowing. It does not start doing anything. So, and they put this cutscene in there when the Fire Emblem has the 5 gemstones in, and it doesn't start glowing. And we're led to believe it's like, whatever, the Fire Emblem isn't. We don't know whether it's supposed to react or not. We just know that the 5 gemstones are in it. Now, going back to Robin's not saying anything and Crom's idea, Robin isn't saying anything because it's all part of her plan, and she knows that there are Pelagian spies, like, who if they thought of the plan, then Valadar would get the information back to him, and then he would be like, okay, I know you guys were faking it. So that's why Robin doesn't say anything. And Crom lies openly to everyone else on the team just to maintain this sense of illusion that they're going to go and bring the Fire Emblem with the fake Gules.
No.
Because Crom's in on the plan with Robin. Crom and Robin know from the beginning that Basilio feigned his death.
If they had any form of verbal communication, wouldn't the spies have known?
No, they didn't have verbal communication.
No, I'm talking about Robin and Crom. If Robin was like, hey, by the way, Basilio's actually still alive and this is his plan, that's the only way they could have communicated that.
Yes, but they probably communicated that in private where there was absolutely no one there. That was off screen, which is dumb, but it was off screen. So it's not like no spy can spy them from fucking everywhere. Maybe they communicated through letters and maybe blah blah blah. So Robin and Crom were the only ones that knew that Basilio were the only ones that knew that Basilio gave, and probably Flavia knew as well, that the gemstone was fake, because Flavia is just like shoehorned into the story when she doesn't really need to be. So Those are fake. And so and Crom purposely misleads Lucina, Frederick, and the rest of the team when they're in the camp when they're planning to go to Plagia. Now, enter Plagia when the fifth gemstone is in the shield and nothing happens to the shield. Nothing happens in the shield when the fifth gemstone is put in. And the writing in that cutscene is staged where Crom acts like a total idiot. Like he acts like he does not believe what just happened, despite the fact that Frederick already told him he was going to trick him or whatever, or he said it was a bad idea. He was like, you fiend, or you despicable person, you. And then like the whole writing in that scene is like it's forced to be bad because Crom is acting like he was surprised, so that Valadar thinks
he knew that Valadar was going to betray him.
I know, that's the point. That's why they tricked him, because
he didn't even act surprised in that scene. He knew that was going to happen.
He knew it was going to happen, but the way like what he said was like he was literally acting like he was surprised, just to convince Valadar that destiny is going to stay its course. Now, so this is where it hit me.
You're just, this is a good prank you're doing.
This is where it hit me.
You're going...
So Grima is like, Grima comes in, and even though either Basilio or Robin has the fake Gules stone, I'm just gonna say it was Basilio, and Basilio gave it to Robin after everything happened, or before they executed the plan. Now, Valadar gets killed, and he still has the Fire Emblem on him. And he still has the fake Gules stone on him.
Okay. Sure.
And the Fire Emblem, this is still when the Fire Emblem had the fake Gules, so there was no glowiness that was happening in the Fire Emblem when the fifth stone was inside of it. And then Grima comes out of nowhere and is like, fuck it, I don't need this. And Grima summons himself anyway. So Grima literally defies the laws of everything and ruins the whole story because Grima can summon himself. And then it's only after Grima summons himself that Robin's like, "Hey, do you mean this Fire Emblem?" And he shows he's like, "I stole the Fire Emblem from Valadar." And then after that, they show the Fire Emblem with the correct Gules stone, because the Fire Emblem in that cutscene is reacting to each and every other stone because it's glowing. The Fire Emblem in the cutscene after that, where Robin takes the emblem from Valadar, and then off screen puts the real gemstone in it, happens because the Fire Emblem in that cutscene starts glowing with the 5 real stones in it.
You're going to need to show me this, because I don't remember the Fire Emblem not reacting when the final stone...
I'm literally going to show you the cutscene.
Okay.
Fire Awakening, Fire Emblem. Now. Okay, sees the Fire Emblem and give it to me, and Robin's like, no, arg. So then Robin takes the Fire Emblem.
Oh, are you going to screen share?
My screen share is shit, so I'm just going to timestamp you.
Alright, fine.
Okay, right here. Here we go. Here's the first thing. So I'm gonna go to more. Oh shit, not that. Share. Do the timestamp. Start at. The fuck is this? Start at 45 too. What do you? Here we go. Do this. Okay, look at this. This is the timestamp. Now look. This is right before. So. Yeah, okay, just look.
Second. I gotta watch it first.
Show me donut shop here.
Where can I find a breakfast spot?
Coffee. What about crepe? How about a bagel?
What is the most important meal of the day?
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Alright, in goes the gemstone.
And look what happens. Nothing. Nothing happens to the Fire Emblem. Right? Nothing is happening to it. It's just
right, sure.
It's the same thing, right? You see this?
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Right.
Now look what happens to the Fire Emblem after the fact that the real when when Robin snags it off Valadar. I'm just gonna find the timestamp. Here we go. Now I'm gonna share, and I'm gonna do this. Now look at this scene and look carefully. It's not even that looking carefully. Look what happens when Robin gives him the Fire Emblem.
It's fucking ads. I swear. Okay, 48, 26.
Watch what happens to the Fire Emblem.
Least do steal it all. What?
Do you see it?
Dude, what?
Do you see what's happening to it?
I'm going to say it's an oversight. There's no way that makes sense.
No, do you see what's happening?
Yeah,
It's glowing. It's glowing because the real Gules is in the Fire Emblem now. So
That
it
doesn't
was.
make any sense.
It doesn't. It's forced and it's really poorly executed. But this is the angle they went with. It was the fake Gules, and this is the real one. And Grima summoned himself without the Fire Emblem whatsoever.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. There's no way that could be possible whatsoever.
If
Grima could summon himself, he would have done so at any point in time he wanted. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Then why is this one glowing?
That doesn't... I think it was an oversight. That doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever.
It's true, man. This is what happened.
Grima could have just been like, oh, now that I'm here, I can fucking summon myself in the middle of the fucking Valm arc.
Yeah. That's the
gist of it.
stupid part of it. That's the dumb part of it. Is that
Like, while Crom and everybody else were off in Valm, Grima could have been like, alright, we got them distracted, let's set up my fucking ritual.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's too dumb. It doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. I think it was an oversight. There's no possible way that's true.
Nope. That's what happens. That's how Basilio's trick worked.
Alright, show me on the wiki where it said that Grima summoned himself.
It's literally just if you look up Avatar and like you go to
Because if fuck man, I mean, I don't know. I'm not entirely prone to trusting the wiki all the time.
I'm not either, but then I got to thinking like, hold on. If because in the cutscenes it's like, how does Grima summon himself if Valadar has the Fire Emblem? Isn't like, you know, it's like how is Grima still able to?
No, Grima took the Fire Emblem. That I know.
How? When?
After Valadar died, came in like, I got the Fire Emblem now.
No, Robin stole the Fire Emblem from Valadar.
What the fuck are you smoking?
That's literally like, watch that cutscene again. It's like she was like, this Fire Emblem, and it was like I took it off Valadar.
Wait, hold on. Took it off Valadar. Wait, I think I did fucking see that getting said. Hold on. Hold the fucking phone. I'm done with you, Ghast. After today, I'm fucking done with you. The least I could do was steal it back. She said nothing about stealing it back from Valadar. I just watched it. I'll go back a few other seconds. She didn't say anything about stealing it back from Valadar. She only said she stole it back.
Really?
Oh wait, Lisa. Fuck you, Lisa. Fucking. God damn it. Hold on. Hold the fucking phone, okay? Don't you make a sound. I'm. Valadar took the Fire Emblem. And it was inside the Dragon's Table. What, you mean this Fire Emblem?
But Valadar took the emblem. She didn't steal it from Grima. She stole it from Valadar, who had it.
Wasn't Valadar the one that performed the ritual?
No, he died before it happened.
No, he came back to life.
He didn't. No, that was after the fact. Watch. Okay, Valadar dies, and then Robin, and then and then Grima poofs in out of nowhere, and then does this weird thing. Hold on, I'll link it to you here. Go to.
I'm already on the video. Just tell me where it is.
Yeah. Go to 46:49.
What?
Sorry. Again.
46:49. 46 minutes and 49 seconds.
Okay. Give me a sec. But it not claim the sacrifice. I will claim it in your place.
She says, "The life force here shall renew me." And that is how she gets summoned.
And through my journey through time has diminished my power. The life force here shall renew me.
And then poof, Grima is summoned.
I'm done. I'm break my copy of Awakening right now.
So in the end, the Fire Emblem is not we needed to summon Grima. Because she can do it herself because she has the life force of the Dragon's Table people. So that's it. Fire Emblem doesn't matter in the end.
This isn't happening.
I was like, what? Yeah, the Fire Emblem just doesn't matter.
Not only did Robin and Crom have no reason to be finishing it in the first place because it does nothing for them.
And that's another thing that bugs me, is that nobody from the future or Tiki or anyone is like, hey, I don't really know what the Fire Emblem can actually do. Like, everyone's just like, oh, you have to get the Fire Emblem, and no one explains why.
To combat Grima. That's the only thing they ever say.
Yes, but then Crom is like, when and where will Grima get summoned? And then Tiki's like, I don't know.
And it was originally believed that Grima can only be summoned with the Fire Emblem. They didn't know that Grima could summon themselves. This is so much fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, it's just like... and then the only reason why Grima summoned herself now was because, quote-unquote, the life force here can renew me, even though, which still doesn't make much sense, because, like, it's pretty much just the life force of the people sacrificing themselves. So pretty much, if the Grimleal kept sacrificing themselves, until they did it to a certain point, Grima can just resurrect itself. It makes no sense to me. It's beyond reason. Like, the whole story just collapses upon itself in this one chapter. It totally just folds over. It's just the most giant ass pull ever. And also raises a question about Basilio, like when did Robin get the premonition about her, like, seeing this whole event happening with the 5 gemstones? It's never explained.
All right, hold on. One more thing before I cave in and go fucking end my life. Let me cut back. I want to see Robin's reaction when Basilio gets in, because that has to be the deciding factor. Let me remember what fucking chapter it is. Unless you remember, because it's been a little while.
When Basilio enters?
Yeah, like, the very moment Basilio is seen again.
Go to the same video, the last video I linked you, and go to 23 minutes and 15 seconds.
Sorry, 23 minutes and what?
15 seconds.
Okay, this is the scene where Crom, quote-unquote, dies. Please go. Cloppity clop. Face plant the ground.
And then Valadar's laughing.
Yeah. Okay. Alright.
And then Lucina comes in.
Oh, this is another thing right here. This is one thing that always bugged me. We just saw Valadar, like, evaporate into nothing. And he's standing there right in the next scene.
With the 5 gemstones in his hands, my magic knows no bounds. Omega is powerless to resist me.
Hold on. 5, okay. Have gemstones in hands. Omega, powerless to resist me. You see now, daughter. Human bonds are leaves in the wind. They offer you. That was your destiny can kick my big crown off. Hey there, Basilio. Okay.
She doesn't understand because she wasn't in on the plan.
I can't even look at this game the same anymore.
He's like, "That does not matter. If you didn't die here, you can die here." Blah blah blah.
Alright, hold on. I'm not where you are yet. This does not matter. Okay. You're no Wallheart. Robin and Crom aren't reacting yet.
Here it comes.
Omega predicted everything that would happen here. She saw it in a dream. Now it's getting... You didn't even see that part, did you? They weren't communicating by letter. Robin saw it in a dream.
She told him about the dream by a letter.
She knew Crom couldn't bring the real gemstones here to plug you. That just put a hole in your theory.
No, it didn't. Because Crom and Robin faked it.
They're saying that the gemstones aren't even with them. All of them are fake.
No, it's not.
That is what literally Basilio just said.
Basilio didn't say that.
Basilio literally just said that Robin did not bring the real gemstones here today.
Then that doesn't put a hole in my theory because the Fire Emblem with the fake gemstones didn't glow or anything.
I'm saying that it puts a hole in your theory because they don't even have the gemstones on them.
They do.
They wouldn't have been able to swap it out when they exited the building.
Robin had the Fire Emblem the whole time. Or someone did.
Let me screenshot this for you.
I'm reading it right now.
Just hold on. And then you saw they had Starburst. She knew Crom couldn't bring the real gemstones here to plug you. Let me screen cap this for you.
I'm just tell me what you're reading and I'll find it.
It's at 25:32.
She knew that she bring the real gemstones here to Plagia. It's not implying that they didn't bring any gemstones to Plagia. They're implying that if they brought what Valadar wanted, then Valadar would get what he wanted. So by bringing whatever, if it was one fake gemstone or the whole fake thing, it doesn't matter.
But that means that they don't have the real ones on them at the moment.
They do. Robin was hiding it. It was all part of Robin's trick.
But he clearly just said they didn't even bring the gemstones, the real ones.
It's either bringing the real gemstones, as in all the real gemstones. Yeah, no, it's like she couldn't bring the real gemstones, as in like couldn't bring all of them to right in front of Valadar. It's not saying.
Fine. I'm gonna give this one the benefit of the doubt. Keep reading. Silence during sinking. Not possible. There must be destiny. Blah blah blah. Future destiny. Cash on your face and makes all those long nights and hiding worth it.
And Grima doesn't do anything about it because she knows that she can just summon herself whenever. So she doesn't need the Fire Emblem.
I thought, even for a moment, that Awakening had any redeeming qualities anymore. It just lost it. No, it's done. This is the dumbest fucking story I have ever seen.
Yeah, dude. It's just like, what?
I hate myself right now for enjoying Awakening.
It's the biggest ass pull ever. It's everything just conveniently, because it's just so unnecessary. Like, Basilio should have just stayed dead, and they should have just avoided this thing completely. But they didn't. Because Grima can summon himself. Which pretty much ruins the whole... It's just like, it ruins everything. Because
what kind of fucking drugs was Intelligent Systems on?
Dude.
What? Fuck. I thought that this whole thing made sense. I thought Basilio was just doing a fake out.
That's what I was thinking too, but it was just like, if he was doing a fake out, then was it just a insanely coincidental thing that Omega just, like, it just happened the same day? It would have made no sense. Like, what plan was Basilio? Like, he could not have just winged this whole thing. It just doesn't add up to the rest of what the cutscenes are telling us. It's just a huge asshole because there's so many questions left unanswered that it just doesn't seem absolutely. It just seems like a huge asshole because it makes no sense and is so unnecessary.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, dude.
Maybe I'm dreaming right now.
No,
I was sleeping before, not too long ago. Maybe
this is why the ending is total ass. And I invite anyone who's watching this right now to be like, no, Ghast, you're wrong. I beg you.
I already tried that.
I beg you, please tell me I'm wrong here. But that's it took me a long time to really try to figure out what Basilio was talking about. By a long time, it was like a few hours and stuff. Because it just seems so absurd. It just seems so absurd to be. It just seems so absurd. I had to figure out
it still is absurd. The only thing that makes any kind of sense was that he winged it. It was a fake out.
He didn't wing it though. That's the thing. He didn't wing it.
This is so fucking dumb. I hate life. I've been lied to.
We all got Basilio'd.
I'm gonna go fucking kiss his. I'm gonna go kiss a black guy's ass today.
That's what happened, man. That's why the story is ass.
It's Basilio's ass.
Story is Basilio's asshole.
Fuck, man, I'm done. I can't. Why did I buy this game? I should have. I should have just never picked it up. I should have never even found out that it existed. I found out about Awakening 6 months late. I should have just never went to GameStop ever again. Just why? Why did I buy this?
Mm-hmm.
Why did I believe that this story might have made some sense?
It's ass. It's like I could go chapter by chapter on what could have been better and what was shit. Everything, pretty much every single aspect of the Valm arc could have been hugely improved on, and I'm not just saying that to feel special and like, oh well, this was better, and I'm not nitpicking. These are like glaring issues with the story, and glaring issues with Valm, and glaring issues with like the whole plot itself.
My biggest issue, and I'm probably sure it's your biggest issue too, with the Valm arc was how they dealt with Yenfei. It was that was the dumbest part of it all.
Yeah, it was total ass.
But this fucking tops that. This absolutely tops that in stupidity.
Provided that I'm correct in saying this, which I'm fully confident in. This has to happen. This has to be true. This has to have happened.
Yeah, at this point I'm ready to believe you.
Yeah. It's
What
like the Fire
chance-
Emblem glowing is like, yeah, that's the real Fire Emblem.
They were trying to be so clever. You were right. They were trying to be clever as fuck, and then they didn't realize just how dumb it ended up being.
Yeah, it's like it's an asshole because it's way too convenient to just wrap the whole story up. Oh, I saw it in a premonition. Oh, I saw it in a dream, so it was going to happen. That's pretty much the reason
They
why.
based their entire plan on a fucking dream.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Fuck.
thing is that premonition that they're talking about isn't even the premonition that happens in the very like in Invisible Ties, like the prologue prelude prologue thing in the beginning. It's not even that because Robin doesn't remember that happping, and it's just like it.
No,
like,
that
even,
was a memory. That was an actual.
I know, but it wasn't. It was like it was just like it became an off-screen memory that Robin gave, like. Because apparently all the migraines and shit that she gets is because it's memories from Grima or Robin A.
Yeah,
coming in. So she had this vision off screen, and we're not supposed to see it because otherwise we would have known from the get-go that this was Robin's big plan in the end. So basically, the game tricks us all into thinking that the writing is absolute shit by saying yes, the writing is absolutely shit. Ultimately, it's still bad. It's just it's trash. It's just garbage. It's absolute trash.
If Fates is anything like this, fuck man, I don't. What am I gonna do? I already had my brother go to his GameStop by his work and fucking buy the game already. I haven't pre-ordered. There's no way I can back out anymore.
You just no. I don't know what to tell you, man. Because you want to think that the story makes sense. But it just doesn't.
Those tiny little details. I'll be honest, I didn't believe that you were gonna convince me today. But I was just like, no, he's mad. He's been watching too many videos. He's been hating Fire Emblem for too long now.
Yeah. But listen, man, I remember you remember me saying like I think people are over exaggerating their hatred for the story. That's what I said because I was going through the Plagia arc and I was like, oh, well, this isn't so bad. And then they were like, just wait for it, man. And I got it. We're here now. And that's that.
Why? Stop. Fuck. What the fuck, dude? I can't even wrap my mind around this.
Dude, I was writing the script for the this is what happens in Awakening, and I was just stuck on this idea like how does this can't make sense. This is so dumb. And then lo and behold,
what I thought too. You thought Basilio was complete out. You thought that, didn't you?
I thought that too. Yeah, I thought about it. And I was like,
that was the only thing that made sense.
Yeah, and then I was like, and then I looked through these cutscenes the second time, and I was like, oh, got it. And this is why the ending is trash.
I'm glad you caught this because I've been telling you from the beginning that it was a fake out, and I was wrong. So I'm sorry about that.
It's cool.
I was enforcing it. So I'm glad you decided to look it up and like recheck everything.
Well, like it wasn't even you. Like you shouldn't feel bad. Like I was looking at these cutscenes and I was like, something just doesn't add up. Like it can't be a fake. It can't be a fake thing on Basilio because it's like that's really contrived. Like it's a little more believable, but it's like if it's just as much if not more contrived. So then I was like, okay.
The biggest selling point is that it's specifically shown that Grima didn't need the Fire Emblem. I did not catch that. I thought that she took the Fire Emblem and was like, now I will resurrect myself.
Yeah, no.
I didn't fucking catch that. She didn't even have the Fire Emblem. She's just like, this life force will awaken me.
Yeah, which makes no sense because it's basically like I could have just waited for the right amount of time until.
And I guess we could twist this into like, all right. So if hypothetically, Crom's army knew that Grima could resurrect itself without the Fire Emblem, then completing the Fire Emblem would suddenly make sense. But they didn't. Not even Valadar knew that Grima could do it without the Fire Emblem.
Yeah, no one knew. It was just a huge ass pull.
They had no reason to collect the Fire Emblem or complete it, and Grima didn't even need it.
Well, they had a reason. Everyone just told them that they needed to. But they never really stopped to ask, like, do we really need to do this? Because if it was public information, like if everyone knew about it, if Walhart knew about it, he would have destroyed the Verit gemstone when he took it from the kingdom of Chanzan. He would have destroyed it.
That kind of makes sense too. Like, why?
Because no one knew about it. Well, otherwise, if it was public information, Walhart would have destroyed it. Because he's on a conquest not to have Grima live.
Like that. If everyone believed that the Fire Emblem was what was going to resurrect Grima, like that's what the world seems to believe, then why didn't Walhart destroy the fucking gemstone?
Because he didn't know. Because no one knew until Valadar was like, "Hey, guess what? I can use it."
Wait a minute, I thought that was made clear from near the beginning of the story.
I don't think so, man.
I'd have to remember when the first time that it was mentioned, but
it's just like the Fire Emblem grants great power to those who have it, and that's like the whole thing that everyone's talking about. Valadar doesn't even like want the Fire Emblem. He's just on a conquest to destroy Grima. And if he knew that if Walhart knew, or if anyone knew that the Fire Emblem can summon Grima, then it would be logical for him to destroy it because that's part of his conquest. So but if he did know, then it's just shitty storytelling and shitty writing and unrealistic as fuck and illogical, which is pretty much the whole crux of this whole story, is that it's illogical.
Do you believe that this story could have been amazing?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
now I'm thinking about it, and this could have been a great story if it was just written better.
Yeah, it could have been fantastic.
What the fuck?
It has a really good, on paper, look, it sounds great. Kids going from the future, saving, blah, blah, blah. You could save a couple oversights, like that multiverse thing we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
I could have sidelined that because I was like, whatever. Like, yeah, obviously you're gonna have to. There would be like no reason.
There are always problems when you put time travel in video games.
Yeah, and I would have just been like, okay, whatever. There's a disconnect. It's only multiverse when it wants to be multiverse. Like, I don't care. I don't really care about that. But yeah, like this story had a lot of potential, and it just did it in the worst, clumsiest, poorly directed way imaginable.
Alright, I definitely want this to go up on YouTube because I want to show this to my friend later. Two of my friends. Two of my friends have to see this video. They have to fucking, oh my god, I'm done.
I'm sure there are people who are seeing this and they're like, yeah, dude, we get it. Like, we already knew this from the start. But I was like,
my friends are completely blind. They think that Awakening is the greatest fucking thing since anything. Because they haven't played any of the other Fire Emblem games, for one thing, but they are like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's a huge asshole.
They need to fucking see this video. Fuck, man, what the fuck? I'm done. This fucking game doesn't have any redeeming features at all. It's nothing. This is garbage.
Well, I mean, it's still I'm sure it's a fun game. Like, it wouldn't have sold as, I mean, okay, granted, it probably would have, I mean, no, it's still a fun game to play. It's just the story is garbo. Like Kyle told me, me and Kyle were talking about it yesterday, and it was like, this game, its story is brutal, but it's still a fun game, even though it's kind of masked by many things. It's still fun. Like, people still have poured in hours and hundreds of hours into it, so it's still fun. But
yeah, I'm one of those people who have poured that much fucking time into these profiles. It was fun, but I thought better. I was convinced of myself that the story was better than this.
Nah, dude, the story shit.
I was convinced. I've been coming up with all different theories because there's so much that this game doesn't decide to tell you, so you have to leave a lot up to your theories. And
yeah, it's so open ended, and it leaves so many questions that ultimately just makes it part of a shitty story. It's like it leaves so much unanswered, and it just says things. It's like the big problem with it is that it's all talk, don't show. If it's tell, don't show, then it just leaves a can of worms for like every single instance, and it ultimately, and this is like common sense, it just hurts storytelling hugely. Like, I have to see these things happening, otherwise they're like bullshit, and it's just like I have to see these things happening. So like that's why.
Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a drink of water.
Okay. Yeah, and so like I was saying, the big problem with the Awakening story is that it's that it's tell don't show, and that's just a bad idea. Like it's telling me that these things are happening, but I want to see them happen, so they're A, more believable, and B, like more compelling things to talk about. Every villain in this game is just their whole story is based off tell don't show. Like for every arc, there's a big bad guy villain. There's Gangrel, Walhart, and Valadar. And Gangrel is like, you're telling me that these atrocities happen from Crom's father, so how about you show me this happening? Otherwise, there's no gray area here. Like, I don't see Gangrel's perspective at all. It's just him telling me it is. So ultimately, I'm just like, I don't really care. For Walhart, it's like a little better, but it's pretty much the same thing. There's so much open space to talk about Gangrel's past or Walhart's past. So when you do fight him, it's like, oh, do I really feel like this is the right thing to do? But you don't. You just hear that he wants to end the conquest because he doesn't like religion or he doesn't like whatever. So you don't see this happening at all. He's just telling you about it. And it happens with Valadar. You have this angle like Omega, or Robin is literally killing his father. But there's no memories of his father. Like,
well, they completely disregard that. Crom's like, you are your own person before you are any person's daughter.
Yeah, but
disregard the fact that that's your father. Nobody cares.
Yeah,
Crom himself says that.
I know, but think of it this way. Like, remember when Nurgle dies?
Yeah.
And Ninian and Nils have a part of that?
Well, yeah, I didn't actually get the ending myself, but I know about it.
Yeah, so Nurgle gets all these side chapters and all these side things. I mean, granted, like, Nurgle and Valadar are hugely different villains, and Nurgle is infinitely better than Valadar is as a villain. But the reason why for me, Nurgle is such a compelling villain in the Fire Emblem series is because he gets development. He has like 3 chapters dedicated towards his past and the past of his own kids. In a similar way, you see Robin, who doesn't have any memory. Like, can you, like, I don't know, maybe they could have written Valadar's...
I get what you're talking about, because I feel the same way with Leon in Sacred Stones, because he gets development the entire game, and he's, like, best friends with the 2 main heroes. He's one of the most tragic villains in the series, which is why I love him so much. All of these other villains, like, you know that they're assholes and you want to kill them.
Yeah, and so, like, that's the thing. You have this opportunity to show Robin having these memories of her dad, of his. I keep saying her because it's this guy's playthrough is using a female.
Don't worry, I play female anyway. So.
Yeah, I think everyone does. Ultimately, like. You just miss an opportunity. Like, yeah, Valadar's a dick, but like you could just rewrite him in a way that he is like he has a personality and it isn't just like, oh, I was destined to be a Grimlail or whatever.
There should have been some cutscenes of Robin potentially remembering some of the better parts of her father. Like,
yeah. I mean, granted, like, or her, like, even her mother, or anything about her past, and that's, or
yeah, we don't even hear anything about her mother.
Yeah, because I lost all my memory the second that Grima tried to combine itself with me, and it was just like, you had this opportunity for Robin to develop as a character because she's getting memories of her past, the same past that Grima has, or that Robin Grima has, and it's like, can you just at least like develop the main character in your story? Even though it's a my unit, like, could you please just do that? And it's just like, it's just missed opportunities fucking everywhere, bro. The villains are boring, and you know what's another thing about the villains that I don't like, is that I like Aversa, and it's not like her story is like original or whatever, but at least she like has this other side of her. But like, you know how like most big time villains have like a posse of other evil of other bad guys that are like cool and like stuff like that, like you know what I mean? Like,
sure, I get it.
Yeah. So like Exilus is shit, and so is Cervantes. Like, I know people love Cervantes, but he has no personality. And Exilus doesn't.
Personality is his mustache.
Yeah, and Exilus doesn't either. So you have like, and like you seriously there's.
No, Exilus has more of a personality than Cervantes.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, he's like the scheming enemy. He's like the scheming guy who like secretly doesn't like.
He's just the asshole that you want to kill.
Yeah, it's like, okay, cool, I guess. Like,
but he still had more going for him than Cervantes.
yeah, he had more going for him, but still, ultimately, he like you just like you see him and you're like, I don't care, I just want you to die. Like, you're a dick, I just want you to die. Like, it's just like it's nothing more. It's just but then you have Yen Fei, who's like he has that like sort of potential to be like this villain that turns over, but he's a total idiot, and it's just like, wow, I don't like Yen Fei either. He deserves to die. Yen Fei deserves to die. So it's like ultimately there's like no compelling villain in this game. And if there are compelling villains, they're sidelined by the fact that they're total shitheads. They're so dumb. The only interesting villain is Mustafa.
Yeah.
That's it. It's the only one. It's the only instance of gray morality in the whole entire game is Mustafa. That's it. For me, it is. That's all there is. It's just Mustafa. Everyone else is generic and boring and has one personality.
But what about Mark's twin?
Well, that's a whole other video.
Fuck, man.
But yeah.
Alright, you win. You win this round, Ghast. My mind's blown. I'm done. You win. I didn't think you would pull it off. But you win. Awakening is the most garbage story I have ever seen.
Yep.
I will never take it seriously ever again. I can't replay the game and smile about it anymore. I'm just going to be like, God, this story is shit. I'm just gonna fucking skip the cutscenes from now on. I don't give a fuck. I'm never gonna play it. Done. It's fucking garbage. I'm coming up with my own story.
Might as well. There's so much. There's like, oh man, if I feel like I want to make a separate video of just like why I think Awakening story is garbage and what I think would have been better for it. Like my own take on the Awakening story with the same elements.
I'd like to help you with that. That sounds like fun.
It does, because it does sound like a lot of fun. And like I said, if I'm wrong in this, I'll gladly change my mind. I really see the thing is like I really wanted to like this story. Like I really did. Like I was determined. I was determined to be like to dismiss all the Awakening hate. I was like, okay, people are just exaggerating. It has to be good. It has to be. And it was just, I was like so.
I initially just hated all of the new fans that it brought in because a lot of them were getting really fucking annoying, and I figured it was gonna change the future of Fire Emblem forever, and it's never gonna be the same. But that's not even the case anymore.
Like, wow, this is terrible. And people ultimately shouldn't play this game for the story. Even Mangs, like I co-commentaried with Mangs again for chapter. The chapter where you just get off of the boats and you go into Valm, and he was like, I can deal with a shit story, but it's the maps that are killing me. And he was like, I hate the Valm arc. The Valm arc's map design is garbage. And I was like, yeah, the story is kind of shit too.
Fuck.
Yeah, man. That's just bad news, Bears. The game should have just ended with Plagia. I'm telling you, the
game should have just been, hey, what's up, Mustafa?
Yeah, the game just should have ended with Plagia. Final boss just should have been Mustafa. And then the game should have ended. Just like 11 chapters. Done. Game's over. This is what happens when you overanalyze a story that should not have been overanalyzed. Kyle said it too yesterday. He was like, it makes sense if you don't look into it.
Yeah, but you should never have to do that.
Well, I mean, it's fun. The thing is that it's really, like, for me, it's so much fun analyzing stories and trying to, like, understand it completely.
Yeah, I love that too. And I shouldn't have to ignore everything. You should make a quality game that makes sense.
Well, I mean, the game is quality. It's just the story is, like, it's like a really high quality product with just a horrendously low quality story.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You really need to, like, I shouldn't have to sit here and be like, why doesn't this all make fucking sense? Why is it all fucking stupid?
Yeah, dude. It's Awakening ultimately is I'm sure it's a great it's a fun gameplay experience. But ultimately is a poorly written and poorly directed story. That's it. And if I had the opportunity to spend to have a huge session of just rewriting it and redirecting it, in terms you know what I mean by directing, not it's kind of like stage direction and stuff, in cutscenes, making them not talk to each other through a fucking 3 walls and understanding each other perfectly, that kind of shit. I would have done it. I would have been like, this is my draft. And I think I might do it, man. I think I might do it on my off time. Once this Awakening video goes up, which is hopefully soon.
Story. Well, you know what? You're going to make the story, and one day Fire Emblem hacking is going to advance more. We're going to be able to entirely hack Awakening, and they're going to make a new fucking project of Awakening with your story. Do it, man.
I'm sure I'm not the only one who's broken down the story and it was just wow, this is horrendous. I'm not trying to pretend I'm the first. I'm fucking Christopher Columbus or some shit. But this is the first time I've looked into Fire Emblem Awakening. So this is my discovery, my personal discovery, not a first official one ever. It's been out for 3 years. Someone obviously looked at this and they were like, wow, this is garbage. But I'm just telling you.
I wasn't saying you were the first one.
No, I'm just saying people are gonna be like, oh well, look at you. You probably think you're fucking so smart. I'm but I literally looked over the story for a week and found it out.
I thought I fucking knew everything. I thought I had it all fucking figured out. I didn't.
This is what happens when you hang out with me.
This to me.
Listen, I wanted to love the story. And you know it, everyone knows it. I wanted to love it. But this is where we're at now. Anyways, I'm gonna go.
Alright, man.
I'm gonna go edit slightly this video and then be the title is gonna be Ghast shares thoughts on Awakening plot and Orange, or Ghast explains Fire Emblem Awakening's ending and Orange is really sad about it.
This is fucking depressing. You're right. Put that in the fucking video. That's what it is. It's just depressing as shit. Alright, man. I'm gonna let you go.
Alright, catch you later, dude.
Later, dude.